The news of the day. Pete Shuttleworth has joined the coaching staff. Why did you want to bring him in?
Pete is, first of all, he's a great human, a strong human, and a good personality. From the football side, he's really good to see the game. He's come from the analyst side, so he's good for the analyze part, but he's really good to see the game in the game, and so he will be a big active for us through the games, but also in the daily work with our analysts. Analyzes part of the opponent, our own analysis, and then of course on the pitch. So I think he will be strong for us in many parts. And then he is a number nerd, so he like to put numbers on the performance, data on the performance, and so we can use the data to be more effective in the different phases of the game. So yeah,
he's had a very varied career, hasn't he, as a coach, not just in this country, but with international football and in the States too. Presumably you're looking forward to tapping into that experience.
I think for us right now, it's he has a great experience from English football, from Championship, and he know the league very well, and he know also our team really well, and he will shoot really well in the way we want to play, in the way we want to lead, in the way we want to be together and perform together in Sheffield Wednesday. So I think he will fit really well in.
You have your footballing principles, so does he? Is part of the attraction that he agrees with that, or does he bring new ideas to the table as well?
I don't hope he's agree on everything. I hope he will. We agree in the big lines, like Muddy, but I don't take coaches in just to say the same as I say. I take coaches in because I know they have some strong side, and Pete, like Muddy, have some strong ideas, defensively and offensively, and so I will not be the limit for our development. I will create a good, strong direction, and I have a clear idea what I want. But for sure, I will give them space to grow in the way we want to go, so we all can make the best possible way for Sheffield Wednesday.
And it's only been a short time, but I think he's been at the club already this week, hasn't he, Pete? How's he found working with the group of players?
You can see the smile on his face. He is happy, he like it, and he like all the small chats with the players, one-to-one conversation. He is very strong, and on the training pitch, yeah, you can feel he know what he want, and he also know what he don't want, and I like this.
There's been a bit of talk of maybe two coaches. So, with regard to a goalkeeping coach, where are you at? What progress has been made?
I really, really hope that he will be here. In this week, in the end of this week, maybe the first or second day next week, but it will be close, I hope.
Right. And you've got your target in mind. I know Daryl Flahaven's name's been sort of doing the rounds. What's the delay, I suppose, for want of a better question?
One more time.
What's the delay, for want of a better question?
Why the delay?
Yeah.
It's always when a coach is in a contract, then there is two parts, not only to sign a coach or a player, but there should also be another club who will agree and to help in this case, and that's why it had delay a little bit.
Moving forward, Barry Bannon has done a lot of media this week, talking from a player's perspective about what's going on, all-encompassing. How do you manage people's emotions at this time, knowing potentially they might not get paid in a few days?
I think we have trained this a lot the last month, that there has been things around, and I think how the players do it internal, player to player, that they have a space where they can speak about it, speak about how they feel about it. It's very, very important. And from the player to coaches, player to me, of course, it's important that we give those different situations a clear perspective. What can we control? What can we not control? So we bring all the focus in the direction of a good training session, good meetings, good games. But of course, we need energy, and a lot of energy to get this perspective and to bring all players, all staff in the right direction every day. But they do it fantastic, the boys. Fantastic.
Yeah. Presumably, you've no problem with the skipper sort of speaking as he is doing to highlight what's going on.
One more time.
Presumably, you don't have a problem with Barry Bannon doing the media that he is doing.
No, I have no problem with Barry. No, I think if we should hide what we are doing, why should we hide something? I think it's very important that people understand the process we are in, the daily life we have, because it's a difficult situation, and it's how this player squad have handled this situation. It has been difficult, but how they have done it together, and nobody can do this alone. It's togetherness, and how they speak with each other about it, and how there will be frust, there will be anger, there will be a lot of emotion that is involved every day, but how they get accept is maybe a wrong word, but how they still change the perspective. Okay, we cannot do something right now, but what we can do, we can go out and we can make a top training session, or today a game, we can go out and make a top game. And here they has been fantastic, and the same for the staff and the coaches.
Terrific results last Saturday down at Portsmouth. Is everybody okay on the back of that from a health and fitness perspective?
It was a tough Saturday, and the players have run a lot and worked very hard, and they had off Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday there were still players that was tired, but we have trained really, really well. Tuesday, Wednesday, very hard. Today to come down, so we can get diamond in the head and diamond in the legs again, so we can make another performance on Saturday.
So the significant results have come away from home. Home results clearly haven't been as good. How do you generate a feeling at Hillsborough, a different positivity maybe to take on teams at home?
I think there's more perspective in now. One is the tactical way to play a away game, to play a home game, and I think we have to play a away game at home. Instead of when we play home, we have to do something special. We have to be Sheffield Wednesday where we are right now, and it's a team who's working very, very hard. There's a big togetherness. There's a big tactical discipline, and there's a big belief and a big accept for the difficult phases in a game. And we don't need to put it up on a high level. We need to do it on a simple level so the players can use all the energy what they have to play football instead of thinking what they have to do and what they don't have to do. So I think this away mindset to simplify things, to bring this to a home game will help us a lot. And then for the atmosphere, I'm sure that all the fans who come in the stadium do all what they can to bring the best atmosphere they can give, and I'm sure that the player will do the same. So I hope we can help each other to make a great Saturday afternoon.
A lot of fans were intrigued with the selection at Portsmouth and the two younger players up front. Clearly the players that have come through the academy have been terrific for the team this year, but do the likes of Ike Ogbo and Jamal Lowe, as senior players who've had good careers, need to step up here and do more?
I think now Ernie was in the start 11. We had Harry, a young guy. We had George, Bailey, and they have been very, very intensive in the way they have played the cup games, and I think they have done it really, really well. But Jamal and Ugbo also working very, very hard. I choose George and I choose Svante and Bailey in the start 11 for this game because it was a little pitch. I knew it will be a lot of long balls, it will be a lot of second ball, it will be a lot of those kind of things. And when they both come in, they also took this job up, Jamal and Ugbo, and I was happy for the start 11, but I was also happy for the players who came in.
And Queen's Park Rangers then provide the opposition. What are you expecting from them as a challenge this Saturday?
After they lost 7-1 to Coventry, they have changed a lot of things, and the last 3 games, I think if I call all the managers who played against them in the last 3 games, they will say, "Pooh, it was a difficult game. It was a very difficult game against a very organized defensive and with some very, very quick transition players." And then again, this game like Portsmouth, I think there'll be a lot of verticality in this game, a lot of direct balls, a lot of long balls, a lot of second balls. So I think again it will be a tough game from the physical perspective, and it will be the basic things in football. Who win most second ball, who will, it will be a second ball game. It will be a direct game. It will be a tough game because they are really, really well organized defensively, but they also have some clear ideas offensively with the back four, with the 2-6, with 4 up front. There is a lot of speed, a lot of pace. So there'll be a different challenge to play against them, but not only play against them, also to win against them.
Best of luck on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, Henrik, how you doing?
Hey, I'm fine, thank you.
Good stuff. Obviously, with Craig Mudd and Pete coming in, it means you've got a little bit more time to work with things. You're not spread quite so thinly. Does that make a big difference for you in terms of how you can use your time?
Of course, with 2 extra coaches, is mean that we, beside to think from Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, or Saturday, we can also start to put the bigger perspective in how are we working with our players in a bigger perspective. How do we, our week plan, one thing is the tactical things, but of course, how can we also start to work more individual, because there's only 5 players from the under 21 squad who is not part of the first team. So how can we work also more individual with the players? How can we make a better week plan for the tactical? How can we make a better week plan for the individual training? How can we make a better analysis and feedback for each single player? It can be for the group, defender, midfielder, striker, but it can also be, example, Bailey and George, or how are they asking for the ball? How are they making the deep runs? The timing in this, in which gap are they running? How is the movement in the box? So George don't stay position where the defender can see the ball and him at the same time. The timing when they go into the box, and Ernie, how is his +1 position? How is his duel on the direct vertical balls? How is position when the ball go on the side to be ball-sided defending player? So we can start now to work much more individual with the players and work much more in group. So of course it will increase the quality of what we are doing. So now in the moment there is Pete, there is Muddy, there is Giles, and there is Andy, because we have more or less under 21 together with the first team. So we need a lot of coaches, not only for the training on the pitch, but a lot for the analysis of the training, analysis of the games, the individual, the group feedback, the team feedback. So there's a lot to do for everyone.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you about the individual side of things. Is that a big part for you, like taking time to sit down with your players and rather than trying to tell the team what you want from them to you know, like you say with Bailey, to sit down with Bailey and say, look, this is what I think you need to improve on, or sit down with George and go, these are the things I think you need to do better, that kind of thing?
I think it's a combination. When I have the meeting before games and after the game, it's about the team and about all the relation. How do we want to press? How do we want to build up? Blah, 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 all those kind of things. But to increase the team, we need to increase every single individual players. And to increase the team, we need to work with all the young players we have. And that's why we will also, we have a meeting now when we are done about next week's week plan, but also we will make typically in 4 to 6 weeks where it can be Yisa, what is his main focus for his 1v1 defensive. It can be his open body position, or it can be different. But so we have a plan for players for a period of time, so they know how would a week plan look like. When do they have training normally, but when do they have the individual session, and when do they have the individual or group meetings? Because to improve, that also means you have to understand more. You have to be interested in the game. You have to learn more about the game, because they need to improve their consciousness about what we are doing, why we are doing, and how we are doing. And the things are always, it's easy for me as a coach, or Muddy or sitting, or Pete or Andy or Giles sitting with a player, say you have to do this. But if the player don't understand why it makes sense for him, then he only do it because we are saying this, and then it makes no sense. We have to create this personally why for each player for what we are doing. So the passion will be the motivation. So he feel, oh, if I follow this, I'll be a better player and we'll win more games. And this is necessary with the squad we have, that we combine the team development with the individual development.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sort of going back to last weekend, you made a big call, starting Erne, starting George in that game. Ahead of a game like that, like, do you have a sit down with them to sort of assess whether they're ready mentally to step in and start a championship game?
I said to George and also to Erne, do you know why you are in the start 11? It was because you have been Erne, you have been George, you have played well in the cup games, and that's why you should not do new things today or tomorrow. You have to be you, because you have played well. And then they have had some really good players around them to support them. And I have to say how Dominic played and how Max played around him. It was fantastic how they helped him. And also up front how Barry and how Jan helped George from behind. It was great. So again, the team was the best player in Portsmouth. And a good picture from this was that 2 young players could play so well, and they can only play so well because they are good players, but also because they have a strong team around them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You mentioned Jan then. Obviously, he's a player we've seen move position. We've seen Svante play in different positions. You've obviously got Liam Palmer, who's a bit of a Swiss Army knife, and you can chuck him in wherever you need him. When you've got such a small squad, how important is it to have that kind of versatility, the sort of players that are able to step up in different positions?
I think from Jan, I think he complement Barry really, really well in the midfield. I think when Barry think offensive, then he think defensive. When Barry have this position, he took another position. He's really good to look after Barry, so we can use all Barry's really, really good quality, but he can support him in this. And then Jan, he was really, really strong defensively for second ball, winning duels, but also with his experience that sometimes to keep the ball, take the tempo out of the game management part, I think Jan and Barry was really good.
Yeah, nice. It's good to see. Harry Amas, you said when we spoke to you last week that you thought we were going to see a lot more from him, that you thought he was going to get better, he was going to impress more. he really did impress against Portsmouth, didn't he? Are you like, how impressed have you been with what you've seen from him so far?
Harry's most important part in the moment is to develop his defensive quality and to value a defensive action at the same level as our offensive action. And then the moment he grow a lot in his defensive work, and you can see he put so much effort into his defensive work, so he used most also of his sprint meter, his acceleration defensively. The next step is to continue this high level of defensive stuff, because he really improved in the moment. Also today we work with his individual 1v1 situation, how he stop and block crossing, but also how he defends second post area when there is a big tall guy by the second post. Yeah, but then the next step is also to have energy to bring more forwards again, because if you see the number of sprint, number of acceleration, then it's the biggest part from the defensive, and he has to increase the level of his physical development so he can use the same intensity also for the offensive part. Then we will start to see a really good Harry. So step by step, but he's in a really, really good development right now.
Yeah, no, I imagine we're going to see a lot more from him. I know you'll be focused on the first team, obviously, but there have been a couple of trialists, been with the 21s for some time now. I know it's a little bit difficult for the youth team because so many of the 21s are with you and the 18s are having to step up to the 21s. But with Josh Bayliss and Alex Asabu, it's been quite a few weeks now. What is the situation there? I mean, what's the plan with those two, considering the problems around signing players?
I think right now, I don't know what the current situation are today, but I don't think we can sign any players at all.
Right. Okay. And yeah, that leads on to the next one with Jack Hunt. Is Jack still around? Obviously, I know you said that he's been really helpful and stuff, but is he still training with you? And what's the sort of plan going forward with Jack?
He's not training with us right now, but yeah, let's see what's happened.
Fair enough. As has been mentioned before, Barry's done some interviews this week, spoken really well about the difficulties of the current situation at Wednesday, and he sort of said how it gets tougher towards the end of the month when wages are getting close. Is there anything that you do or try and do to sort of keep that from getting in the way of game preparation, and also from a general perspective, because it's not just the players that are worried about that. It's a collective, isn't it? It's something that everybody is having to deal with.
First of all, I don't think we have to make the world worse or better. I think we have to face it through, and when things like this is come around, then of course we have to speak about it, and it's important that we are communicate from the club side with what we know, and but how the players do that individual has been really, really good. And for my chair, I try to be the best mirror I can for the staff, for the coaches, but also of course for the players, and because when things like this are or had happened in the past, I mean, of course you have to find a level of accept, because without this a level of accept you cannot come back in the moment, and that's why you need to speak with each other about it, and that's why you need to make a perspective. Okay, what can we control, what can we not control, and then go out and make the best training if it's training, the best game if it's game. But big respect for the players, big respect for the staff, big respect for the coaches, how they have handled this into now.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people at that football club. Obviously, sure. I know you're limited in what you can and can't say, but with payday so close, have you spoken to the chairman? Have you been given sort of any indication as to whether people will get paid this month?
I spoke early in the week with the chairman about coaches, but I have not spoken with the chairman about the coming salary.
Okay. On to a completely different note then. Like many others, I watched Jordan Broadbent's video yesterday, thought it was really powerful. I'm sure you want good human beings around you. You speak about that quite a lot. But in times like these, how nice is it to have people like Jordan, you know, and all the other great people at the football club who are sort of in the trenches with you?
No, it's we need mirrors on all levels, from academy to the first team. There is not only a mirror as a football coach, but also a mirror as a human, and Jordan do a great job in this perspective. So of course I'm happy that we have good people around.
Yeah, lovely. And just lastly from me, I want to ask you about the city. Over the years we've seen a lot of people come to Sheffield and stay in Sheffield. They make it a home long after they've, you know, whether it's footballers, people, students and things like that. As someone who has come to Sheffield and settled in so nicely, I wondered what you thought it was about the place that sort of does that to people.
I think there is a human perspective here, to be normal, to feel well. It's difficult to be wrong. There is, I think there is space for a lot of different type of people here, and I think general the people in Sheffield is very friendly people. So I can only tell about my experience that. So from the human side, I think, yeah, there's a lot of friendly and friendly people, warm people in Sheffield. And then I think for me and my family, I mean, of course, the Peak District, and yeah, it's a diamond. We were also there in the weekend, and it's just a fantastic place. And yeah, so I think there's many levels of this answer, but to be human, I think it's easy here, and the nature is fantastic.
Yeah, we've got some good local beers as well, which is helpful.
Yes, it's nice.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for your time, Henrik. I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Henrik. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Joe. Stuart, sorry.
It's okay. I just wanted to ask, Pete's worked before at Birmingham and Derby when they had difficult times off the field. Obviously not the same as Sheffield Wednesday, but have you had any conversations with him about his experiences there? And do you think he can add anything in terms of helping with the non-football side of things?
Yeah, we have spoken about this more times, and he will stay strong when it's windy, and this is part of him, that he has some experience from the past. So to take people in, it's also mean it has to be strong people, and he is a strong man, and he has been in a situation not like this, but something similar. And of course, it's helped that it's not first time you try something, but you have done it before. Then you stay stronger yourself, and we need strong mirrors right now, and he will be a strong mirror for the boys and for the staff, and for the people around him.
I mean, I'm sure his football qualities and his numbered work and things were the most important things for you, but was that something you were looking for, someone who had that sort of background, or is that just a bonus?
It was a bonus. I have not searched for people who had a difficult period. I have searched for people who can help us to get better period in Sheffield Wednesday, and here I'm sure he can help us to come in the right direction.
And obviously with having such a young squad, you've got lots of individuals having big achievements at the moment, debuts, first championship start, first goal, things like that. And Barry and Liam sort of break records all the time in terms of their achievements. Do you do anything special as a group to celebrate, for example, George's first goal or somebody's first start or something like that?
I think the boys I don't need to do something here. The boys do it, and they are really good to appreciate each other and to applaud each other. So I think the boys do it really well. So it's not necessary that I do that a lot.
But obviously, it's the season of such difficult times. When you have a moment like George's goal or a team moment like the Portsmouth win, how important is it that you really celebrate that and acknowledge the good times when they come along?
I think it's very important that we are happy, that we are thankful, that we are enjoy moment like this, because to get this experience together, that we can do something, that we can win, that we can perform on a high level, that we have a deserved win, of course it's helped the boys, and you could feel it when we on the pitch after the game, but also in the dressing room after. Fantastic. The boys was so happy, and there was a big appreciation for the neighbor in the dressing room. Yeah, that they knew, Georgie knew I cannot do this alone. But Barry was also impressed of the young guys, what did they? There was a big impression from each other, and big, wow. Everyone brought so much to the table, to this game. So we had a strong team with a strong culture, with a strong discipline, with a strong behavior on the pitch, difficult phases. And of course the boys was proud. They have to be proud. But they also know that championship, we cannot take the last game into the next game, so we need to show who we are again, with a big courage, with a big discipline, with a big heart again. And here I can feel that they are looking forward for a new game again. They are looking forward in a positive way.
And was it a day when actually having a long coach journey was a good thing, because they were all together for that time going home, sharing the happiness?
Yeah, there was a good atmosphere in the bus, it's nice to feel for everyone, and it's always, when you build something up, then you also need those experience to say, okay, we can do something, we can perform, we can be effective, we can, and of course the belief is growing in everyone. And that's mean when you have tried something one time, then sometimes when you have tried one time, it can also be not easier, but it can, how much you should invest to deserve to get a good result. So now we know this, and now we have to reach this again and again and again, and then see if it's enough again to win the next game.
So because of that, have you seen an extra couple of percent in training? Do you expect to see an extra couple of percent in the team on Saturday?
I think last week before the game there was a big confidence, there was a big belief, there was a big energy, and the boys train well, and they have also trained really well. Tuesday and Wednesday they have trained really hard and really well, and the energy and the power was good. Today it has been a very calm training, because today they have to come down. So today we didn't expect energy. Today we expect concentration about some few offensive things. And then tomorrow again we come a little bit up, and then we should be ready for Saturday.
And when you've got so many players for whom everything is new and exciting, does that sort of give energy to the likes of Barry, to the likes of Liam, to see them around the place?
I think they give energy for each other, because the young guys come with an open mind, with an open heart, naive, and they are running sometimes when they don't have to run, and they are. And we need this. We need this, that they don't think so much, they just do it. And then the older players, they will start to shape them in, together with the playing philosophy, to, okay, maybe it's better to run there and not there. And they also inspire the older player, okay, he can, I can also do it. And I think this mirror for each other and this inspiration for each other, they do really, really well, the boys.
And I'm sure you enjoy coaching all your players, but when you've got a young player who is at the start of a journey, is that quite exciting, the fact that you can play a really big part in shaping them and pointing them in the right direction?
Honestly, I think every age group is very, very interesting, but it's different levels to, I always said, what is the zone for the next development? For a young guy, it's a lot personality, it's a lot of understanding of the game, what, why, how. For the older players, it can be maybe less football, but sometimes with the older players, you also have to break down some patterns to give them some new patterns. And here is also a part about themselves as a human, themselves as a leader, to be a mirror for them to who do they want to be, not only as a player, but also as a leader on the pitch. So I think there's different level, and honestly, I think to have different age group it's make it very, very interesting.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time, Henrik. Good luck.
Thank you so much.